This video serves as a guide and example of how a TPC briefing might be conducted. The same scenario may be briefed differently by other crews. However, the structure of the TPC briefing should be followed closely with a clear focus on the identification of threats and hazards and associated mitigations.
Captain, I'm now going to prepare for the approach. Are you ready to take control?
I am.
Okay, Captain, you have control.
Thank you very much. I have control, yes.
Okay, Captain, I'm done with the setup. I have control. Please check the setup.
Okay, you have control. Okay, Jazz, I've had a chance of reviewing the FMS and I'm happy with everything that's in the setup.
Okay, are you ready for the approach briefing?
Yes.
Okay, for our approach into Abu Dhabi today, what do you think are the main threats that we face?
Well, I think it's quite obvious that the main threat today is the weather that we can see outside the aircraft.
I agree.
So we've got thunderstorm activity in Abu Dhabi. So the hazards potentially are windshear, and the mitigation for that, I think it might be worthwhile conducting the memory items for the windshear go around.
Very good idea. Let's do that now. In the event of reactive windshear, I will state windshear toga, select powers to toga, follow SRS, keep the autopilot on if it's already engaged. We will maintain the configuration exactly as is.
Okay. As we climb in away, I'll monitor the aircraft state. I'll call aircraft climbing or descending, speed increasing or speed decreasing, so that you're aware of where we're going. Once we start climbing and we've got a positive speed trend, I'll then tell you we're clear of the wind shear, and the first call you'll hear from me is positive climb, and I'd expect you to ask for the gear up. Are you happy with that?
Happy.
Okay. Other hazards today, obviously we have turbulence, so we have to be aware of our stabilization criteria.
Yes.
So let's just keep a close eye on that. And the other one is because you're flying the approach today, we have a crosswind limit today of 25 knots.
Agreed.
So what I think we should do is contact ATC, get the latest wind readout, and I think an appropriate gate for that would be 1,000 feet.
That's a good idea.
Are you happy with that?
Yes.
Okay. I can't think of any other pertinent hazards really for the approach in today. So are you happy with that?
I am, and on the crosswind limit, if then below 1,000 feet, I guess we get an exceedance of the 25 knot limitation, then perhaps we should consider a go around.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so I think those are the threats. My plan then is for a flap 3 approach. We'll get the wind check at 1,000. Below 1,000, if the wind goes out of my limits, we will consider a go around. If we have the wind shear alert, we'll carry out the wind shear actions as we briefed, and after landing it will be vacating at Echo 6, and we should taxi in with the reduced engine taxi once the required time has lapsed.
Okay.
Are there any questions?
No questions. So just to make sure I confirm that I'm happy and that we agree with the plan, standard approach, if we end up with turbulence or wind shear, we'll carry out the wind shear actions. We'll cross-check from ATC to make sure that we're in limits with the crosswind limitation for you, which is 25 knots.
Yes.
If that is the case, I may take control of the aircraft to be able to do the landing. If we end up with a significant change of wind direction below 1,000 feet or any wind shear, we'll consider the go-around. On landing, Echo 6, looking at a single engine taxi for the parking stand.
Agreed. Thank you.
Note that in this video the terms threats and hazards were used interchangeably. Touch drills, such as briefed by the first officer, are an excellent tool to prime the crew for actions to be taken in case the actual event takes place.